You are listening to an original message from the reader currently known as Jason Ashanti McDaniel of Madam Jason's Tarot. Dear spirit guides of the highest benevolence, only those that are able to help out with the message, please help out. And then when you are done, you're not earthbound. You can go back to doing whatever source appoints you to do. Please deliver the most clear, concise, synchronistic, and accurate message for the Scorpios concerning whatever they need to know about their money. Please bless those that bless me, curse those that curse me. To anyone sending me or the collective negative energy, may that energy be returned to sender 3 times fold immediately. Amen, Ashe, and thank you very much. Okay, the message was ready to come out. We got exactly 4 right away. So at the bottom of Sacred Symbols and Oracles, we have affluence here. So affluence isn't just about making a lot of money or being very rich or having that abundance frequency, but it's also about being well known and well liked, well favored by your community. Scorpio is naturally one of the top 3 most spiritual signs, along with Pisces and Sagittarius. And a lot of Scorpio people that I know, they're already doing some sort of spiritual work. So this might resonate with someone who already has like social media platforms or already has their own metaphysical store or something like that. But we have nature, spirits, and jealousy. Growth and magic. Okay, growth and magic is pretty self-explanatory. Your spiritual gifts may be heightening right now. Like I said, Scorpios, they're kind of already naturally spiritual, and Scorpios rule 8th house in astrology. So, astrology and tarot is not meant to stereotype anyone, but what I notice about a lot of Scorpios is like, they have very macabre energy because Scorpios rule 8th house, and it has to do with death, rebirth, transformation. A lot of Scorpios, influencers that I know, they're either beauty gurus because with transformation, they're good at making transformations. Scorpios are also known for having very intense eye contact or very beautiful eyes all the time or most of the time. Scorpios, other Scorpio influencers that I know, they're usually like booktubers that like to do tarot and they like to read horror and stuff like that. Scorpios are a very like emo kind of sign. Whether they dress like that or not, that's just kind of like how they are. And another thing that I've noticed about Scorpios in general is like, they're sensitive because they're a water sign. They're very intuitive. But unlike Cancers, Scorpios tend to kind of like detach or kind of like go within themselves, but they also have a way of exploding when they're mad, or just being very expressive when they want to be. But with nature, spirits, and jealousy, there's 2 things that I'm getting here. So because of this growth, obviously, there could be people who are jealous of you, and the nature spirits could represent your ancestors, actually, is what I'm getting. Your ancestors know about the people who are sending you negative energy, and they're ready to open up a can of whoop ass on people. But I'm also kind of getting a message about, you know how sometimes readers will give messages where they feel like there are spirits that are trying to attach to people? Like, let's say in your family, you have a history of depression or alcohol abuse, for example. It's like, that's a spirit, that's a frequency. And it could be like there's like a certain low vibing spirit that wants to attach to you. But I think that either intentionally or unintentionally, you've been warding it off. So I can't wait to see why I'm feeling that. So let's keep on going. Next, I'm going to do physical features. I usually like to get 7 to 8 cards out of this deck, but it's just going to show the most prominent features because at some point, months, years down the line, I'm going to get hundreds of likes, maybe even thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So there are going to be a lot of people that watch this video. The physical features are only talking about the most prominent, but there are other ways that you can tell that this is your reading. Also, keep in mind that the features might not be talking about you, but someone else whose energy comes out in the reading. And sometimes with tarot and oracle, you have to take it abstractly, not literally. So you might find other things that pop out to you in these cards. Should I take this? Yeah, I'll just go ahead and take it because it all came out. I'm gonna get a little bit more though. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we have short hair here. And it's obviously like assigned female at birth with short hair because sometimes I do kind of get like non-binary, or even if this is like a straight cisgendered person, it's giving me like feminist or liberal kind of vibes. So take it as it resonates. Someone who's like that could be significant to this reading. But we do have LGBT plus. It comes out a lot in the tiles too, but there goes the card, so it's undeniable. We have short height. This is also kind of like my little bro, big bro card. So this might be talking about you and your siblings, or if one sibling, if you only have one. Pale skin tone. We have makeup. Remember I said Scorpios usually make really good makeup artists. Who do I know that's a Scorpio that's a makeup artist? Jeffree Star is a terrible person, but Jeffree Star can slay with some makeup. Nikki Tutorials, I think she's also a Scorpio. We have braces. Someone with glasses could also be significant. We have gray eyes. Here we go. I don't actually know anybody with gray eyes, but this is kind of like my eyebrows, eyelashes on fleek card. So I was meant to pick up that makeup card because someone definitely does makeup. We have acne. Someone can also have multiple lobe piercings. And we have Latin, which comes out a lot in my reading, specifically Mexican, but sometimes I also pick up on Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, however it resonates with you. So scrying in the tiles, what this does for me is it gives me first names, last names, nicknames, occupation. Sometimes the literal company that you work for comes out here. Any insight jokes or little clues that you have with the universe, little quirky things that will let you know that this is your reading, code words. And in the beginning of my videos, I always try to get at least 16 things that I see in the tile. Some days it's harder than other days. But I always leave it all the way through the video to give you the optimum amount of time to scry, because you guys might see 3 times as many words as I see in there. And I also really like this because it's interactive. I'm very pro, don't just watch tarot, like buy your own $20 deck on Amazon. At least have one deck and learn how to give yourself personals. Use the guidebook. So I like the tile scrying because it's interactive, and it also gives you guys some time, or it encourages you to use your intuition to see what claircognizant downloads you're getting from looking at this. It's like a brain exercise for you. Okay, I do see bold. Bold and leader are in here. Someone can have a business degree. I just saw, well, it was like a quick flash. So I saw a feminine and then I saw a masculine. I don't think the gender matters, but I saw a quick flash of some people standing in front of like a PowerPoint presentation with a suit on, and there was a table with a whole bunch of people around them. So someone can have a business degree, or they have their own business, or they're trying to start their own business. But because I see bold, leader, I see the word more in here. Someone's serious about more products, more sales, more marketing, more networking. So someone is definitely going to elevate, and they're definitely in Emperor energy. Even if we don't see that card or it doesn't come out, that's Emperor energy right there. I also see creative. The name Jason. Also with more, I know we need one more O. I was almost going to grab one more O. Someone's last name could be Moore. That could even be in your DNA or your I see DNA here now. Your DNA or your Akashic records, you could have Moors or like griots in your Akashic records, especially if you're black. Also with the Moors, I don't remember what part of Africa they specifically came from. I'm sure they came from a lot of different places, but I also see Mali in here. Me personally, I have done DNA tests before, and I do have Mali in me. It's like my third biggest group that's in my DNA. And the Mali, they used to have an empire, but when I think Mali, I think about like that part of Africa that's kind of influenced by Arabic culture. You know how a lot of tarot cards have people wearing like those scarves and those theater looking hats, because Pamela Coleman Smith was into like theater and art. So I just saw like a dark-skinned black man with gold hoop earrings and a scarf around his head, like tied elaborately. And because Mali is in the tiles, you know, when you get a big collective, people watch you from all over the place. And sometimes I do channel that people are watching me from Africa, but someone definitely has strong Mali in their DNA and or their Akashic records, which I think is hella dope. Someone's name could also be Nadine. I see Native in here, so with Latino, you could be Aztec, Mayan. Yeah, someone really cares about ancestry. There are a few accounts that follow me on Instagram that are called like Lost Tribes, or just, it's usually like Black or Hispanic people who are like very big into ancestry. So you could have like an account like that on Instagram or something, TikTok, and you could be getting a lot of followers or a lot more followers. There's also, I also see dreams in here, so that's 12th house Pisces energy. So because you're so spiritually talented, a lot of you could be getting downloads in your dreams as well. And because I see natives in dreams, you could be like really into Native American mythology or folklore, because I just heard something about the Spider Woman. But I also have a spider charm in my charm casting bag, and that charm represents creativity. And because creative is in the tiles, and that's what this reading is talking about, that's just a synchronicity for you. And I did just see the Emperor there in the upright, but it didn't come out yet. So I'm seeing a lot of wands, a lot of swords here, Scorpio. So there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of intelligence or thought that's going into whatever you're trying to manifest. I also feel like some of you could have very strong fire and air in your chart, because I was going to say the spider charm does represent air sign energy too. But we have 10 of Wands here in the reverse. So you're letting go of burdens. Some of you, if you are a business owner, I'm hearing something about you like deleting your post and then restarting over. That's what Scorpio is known for, rebirth, transformation. But also I'm hearing something about you not firing, but laying off a lot of your workers. I don't know if it has to do with you being angry. And I did pick up on this. I think I picked up on this in Taurus's money reading this month, or it was a reading that I did for them last month. And I was feeling like some of you had Taurus in your chart as well. So, okay, we have the World in the reverse, the Page of Wands upright. Is someone happy that something is coming to a close? Honestly, okay, why do I feel like all of a sudden I feel like something about someone closing their business because they're overwhelmed is significant? But why did I just, most of the reading so far, I've been feeling like you've been, most of the reading so far, I've been feeling like you've been going through a business glow up and a spiritual glow up. So I don't know if this is competition who's doing this, or we're talking about multiple timelines of yours in this reading, but I'm just going to keep going. Or also because the world could represent worldwide notoriety, I'm hearing all publicity is good publicity. Because with the Page of Wands here, that could represent a message or being seen. But with the World in the reverse, it's like the world could see you in a negative way. So is this someone just being unapologetic, not caring what they post about? We have 9 of Wands upright, 8 of Wands upright, 10 of Swords reversed. Again, with the 10s in the reverse. So there's something that's closing here. But you also feel very tired. I'm getting tired a lot for this one too, but there's a lot of exciting things going on for you. I just feel like someone is overstimulated by something. They could be getting a lot of DMs or a lot of messages, or I'm hearing that you feel like it's one thing after the other as far as the challenges that you're going through. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Let's say maybe, okay, so this whole thing about you wanting or fantasizing about closing your business, this could be your shadow thoughts. Because I usually see 4 of Swords in the reverse as, okay, I'm taking time to meditate, or I don't feel like doing anything, but now all of a sudden, now I have to change that. Now all of a sudden I have a surge in my solar plexus chakra. And also, 4 of Swords is kind of like a Reiki card to me too. So for those of you who do spiritual things, you could be like a Reiki healer or something like that. And Judgment in the reverse. Yeah, this might actually be about you making a bad judgment call. And I feel like it might possibly be, this reading might possibly be about you trying to reverse something. Maybe you had a very bad season with your business and you're trying to reverse it. You might feel like the reason why that has happened is because of the evil eye. Maybe people are sending you evil eye. But let's start clarifying with this tarot. Why is the World in the reverse with the Page of Wands upright? More fire. King of Wands upright. 8 of Cups upright with the 2 of Swords upright. This is literally like negligence or just not giving a fuck anymore. This is someone just so uninterested in something. But it's clarifying the King of Wands. The King of Wands could be usually attractive. It could be a business owner. So I don't know if this is going to resonate with masculine Scorpios. I also feel like someone was not paying attention to their money because they were focused on a man. So let's clarify that a little bit more. Who do we have right now? We have Gemini, Libra, a lot of Libra, Gemini, all fire with the Page of Wands here. We also have Pisces and then all of the fixed signs with the Wheel of Fortune. We already know we have Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. I'm going to use Astro Alignment too because Scorpio is a fixed sign and usually you are beefing with people in your same modality group. So I don't know if the people who are sending you evil eye or the people who you have a hard time getting along with are people who are in your square. We also have 9 of Swords. So the cards are kind of repeating itself. You are definitely stressed out about something. But I need a little bit more clarity on why this 9 of Swords is here. Because for the most part, all I see is swords and wands in the spread. And you're going to see it in the thumbnail. Another wand card. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like this might have something to do with a man. A man ignoring you. Okay, so is it that because money and love are always related because they both have to do with the heart chakra, is it that you were dealing with an avoidant man, or maybe they're not avoidant, but maybe there's something that you were trying to get out of them that you didn't get out of them, and that caused you to be kind of like in this slump? Like I said, Scorpios, they have a tendency, like when they're feeling overwhelmed, to kind of detach and to like go within and not talk to anybody about what they're going through until they explode. So I feel like this energy of you like detaching from people, it's because you're upset about an avoidant man. And so now you were acting avoidant towards your business matters. And I know somebody's not going to like that I said that, because I pick up on messages like this all the time for Scorpio, and people don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. You can't lie to a high priestess. The energy is what it is. 9 of Wands upright, 8 of Wands upright, 10 of Swords reverse. What is that about? Could also be the reason why this masculine is coming out in this money reading, because this is about you stepping into your power. This could have been someone who you relied on for money too much. We have 7 of Wands upright, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could represent your financial, your familial abundance being blocked, but also there could be a family member who you're not talking to right now because you might feel like they're a karmic family member. Why did those two just come out? Ace of Pentacles. Maybe there's a family member actually who you've been asking for money, but they're not giving you money this time. I literally just did Libra's 60-minute horoscope where I was talking about how they keep giving family members money, but they're not saving it. They're not making their talents or their pentacles grow. So I don't know if that might resonate with you, regardless of what role you play in that, if it resonates with you. Okay, moving along. Four of Swords reverse. What is that about? The cards are coming out pretty fast for you right now, too. Page of Cups in the reverse. Envy. Flattery. Admiring someone but not saying it. And I do have to say, Scorpio, I feel a little bit of pettiness on your part. Like, yes, there might be people sending you evil eye, but I also feel like there's something about you not liking like the fact that you are in a competitive field. In the spiritual community, it's woo-woo, it's all let's better humanity and all that good stuff, but it's very messy and it's very competitive too. Why Page of Cups in the reverse? Again, this could also be talking about that avoidant masculine. Yeah, this could be someone from your past with the Six of Cups in the reverse, and you could be missing them a lot now. Yesterday, I think, was the last day for the Mercury retrograde in Cancer, even though this is a Scorpio card. But because we're still dealing with the after effects of that, I feel like you're just very distressed about a relationship, and it's really making your heart chakra kind of be out of whack. I see Justice here at the bottom of the deck here. So this might be something that comes into balance later, but I think as within, so without, because I'm picking up on chakra balancing and Reiki, you know, sometimes you're a tarot reader and you need to get a reading from someone else. And it might tell you something you already know, but it's good to get another perspective. You might already be a Reiki healer, but maybe you need to let go of serving other people for a while and you need someone else to do that service for you, because we all need to be regulated every now and then. Is there anything else that the spirit guides have to say with the tarot? Because I think I got the point now. I'm ready to clarify. What else do you have to say with tarot before we move on? The Magician in the reverse. So your manifestations are being blocked. Don't know if someone's also doing magic on you. I see Strength in the reverse. So it's time for you to be vulnerable, Scorpio. It's time for you to open up and ask for help. I don't think this family member is going to help you, but I feel like a sense of pride, and that could be a problem sometimes with fixed signs. I see the Hangman in the reverse, so maybe you need to change your perspective about something. Let me just try to get one more. Three of Pentacles, yeah. Something about... And it's like, you do ask family members for help, I do feel like you were relying on a masculine for help. So teamwork is not a bad idea, but I think you keep asking for it with the wrong people. But I think that even if there's no physical people that are helping you, I definitely feel like you have spirit guides that are trying to help you. And again, because Scorpio is a fixed sign, and fixed signs can sometimes on the shadow side be very stubborn and set in their ways and very ego-driven. But the ego could be used for good things. I feel like your spirit guides have been trying to like snap you alert to something, but you've been ignoring them for a while, even if you are highly intuitive. And yeah, I mean, the cards don't lie. You could be in Five of Cups energy right now, which is a Scorpio card, filled with a lot of regrets, just like sad, stumped, not knowing what to do. Okay, let's breeze through this. I want to do Astro Alignment. I feel called to look at Divine Masters because you are a divine being. And I also want to get a little bit of Charms too if I have the time. I also see Travels, the name Travis. So I think you just need balance in your life. That could be why we're seeing Two of Swords, why we saw Justice, because it's like you do try to ask people for help, but it's not the right people, or maybe you ask for help when it's really your responsibility to do something. And I do feel like you take time off of work, but it could be because you're being avoidant. And always remember that most of the time when it comes to relationships, the people that we fall for, regardless of what type of soul tie it is, they're always going to show us things about ourselves. So I want to get more from this deck, but I don't have the time. Gemini, multifaceted, balanced, curious. There were a lot of Gemini cards that came out. Uranus, revolution, invention, eccentricity. I do feel like some of you are about to invent something, or maybe you're going to post a new product. Maybe you haven't posted in a while, but you're going to do something that's going to spark people's attention again. And the thing about it is, if you already have a following, even if some people leave, or if you've just been not posting, there are some people who are like waiting at the door for you to post. So you do have loyal people who are still very much interested in what you're doing, but you have to remain interested in what you're doing. The swords and the wands, like damn near almost the whole suit in both of those came out, because maybe in the past you weren't giving a lot of thought into the decisions you were making. Maybe you didn't show a lot of passion for what you were doing, but now it's different. You have to show that. There's barely pentacles here, because I think what you're learning too is like business isn't just about like money moves only. It's also about frequencies too, especially because we're talking about spirituality. Sixth house ruled by Virgo, work, service, health. Like I said, when you are a Reiki healer, when you are a tarot reader or anything like that, it could be exhausting work, because you're literally taking on the energy of the people who you're helping. Some people know better than others, and some people keep on getting themselves in stressful situations, or even though you're voluntarily helping people, sometimes it could feel like if their energy is bad and you're polite about it, sometimes it could feel like it's a trauma dump, and you're already going through your own stuff that you're trying to sort out, or I don't know, like it's just sometimes people's intuition isn't as strong as yours, or their intentions or their choices aren't as like smart as yours. So you could have a returning client that gets readings from you all the time, or gets Reiki healings from you all the time, but you never see them grow. Like their situation tends to stay the same or get worse. And I feel like there's one particular client that's been bothering you, even though you're trying to be diplomatic. So that could be why your energy feels drained too. Third quarter moon, breakdown, readjustment, forgiveness. Yeah, I feel a bit of like vindictiveness with this collective people who this reading is for, and I'm not trying to point fingers or keep on pointing that out to piss you off, because you got a temper, but you know, you're integrating your shadows. You're not going to pretend like they're not there, but it's just Scorpios usually know how to go deep when it is time to do that. So I'm pretty sure you're going to figure out what to do with that and channel that fury, or channel that drive to be the best or to compete with other people, but use it for a light purpose though. Sop deck, cosmic power, unlimited potential, sacred mission, initiation. This is also like a blue aura, indigo child. I don't know really too much about that, but it's probably like a starseed thing. Blue aura, crown chakra, activation card, but I think your crown chakra is already activated. It just needed to be like balanced. Usually people with blue auras of some sort are empaths, so that makes sense. And it's very easy to get tired when you're an empath. Joan of Arc, sacred activist, do not be afraid, stand up for your beliefs. So this is Two of Swords energy to me here, and Two of Swords did come out. This is kind of like a, Joan of Arc was a defender, but this to me is kind of like a feminist card here. So I feel like this masculine who's coming out in this reading, you had some sort of argument with them about like misogyny or double standards or something like that. And I feel like this person has really got you caught up in your feelings, but you're probably trying to ground and make peace of your universe right now with Buddha here at the bottom. But again, someone who does yoga, Reiki, tarot, something like that. And again, this could also be a synchronicity with like the feminist girl physical feature card with the short hair. I'm actually going to keep those two charms because those are synchronicities of what already came out. Okay. So we have the dice here, and it rolled on the number 4. Number 4, major arcana, is the Emperor, and I keep getting that. The dice could be talking about taking a chance with something, taking a chance with your business. Again, I'm getting a message about someone from your past coming back. I always get that. Most tarot readers get that, and it is what it is. But I feel like this King of Wands, at some point, you might hear from them again. I think they want to apologize to you about something. So many wands out here. So I do feel like the reason why you're caught up in this relationship is because there's a lot of sexual chemistry. Scorpios are known for being very sexual. We have the chakra charm, or the Reiki charm, so there's another synchronicity with that. We had a lot of Gemini, and it says intelligent here. Maybe you have a Gemini North Node, or like Gemini could be in your Uranus since that came out, or some sort of placement like that. We have the dragon, which represents facing your fears, integrating your shadows. The eagle, which represents seeing from a higher perspective, which is also air sign energy here. The silver platter, which is a synchronicity with generational abundance. We do have so many places to go, and travel is in the tiles. So some of you, you could have been on vacation or hiatus, or maybe you need to go on vacation. We do have hope. I do feel like with the 5 of Cups here, someone is like about ready to give up and they just don't know what to do. And again, a synchronicity with the dreams, because dreams is in the tiles, but also someone could be Native American. Also, I was kind of picking up on non-binary too with Native American, and Native Americans call non-binary people two-spirit, and I kept hearing two-spirit the entire reading, so that could resonate with you, with some of you. We have the sun here, and it says, "You are my sunshine." Sun card is the happiest card in tarot. It's also Leo energy. The sun card represents children too, and sometimes for Scorpio, I do get that they have really good relationships with their kids. We have the peace sign, which represents you trying to make peace of your world with Buddha here, but also maybe making peace with other influencers. Maybe your ex wants to make peace with you. And we have the jar magic charm here. Be careful, because I do feel like there's someone who's hating on your love life. We're going to see if any of this comes out in the 60-minute too, because this King of Wands, they're probably hella fine, very attractive, probably well endowed. They're just a sexy guy. And this could possibly be the type of guy that a lot of women want. So I feel like the competition energy that I'm feeling might also be someone who's hating on you being with this person. This could have been a relationship that was sabotaged by third-party energy. For some of you, it could have been because of a friend with the Page of Cups in the reverse here. We have the hot air balloon, which could talk about pride and ego, but also, again, like the eagle, seeing from a higher perspective, air sign energy. And somebody watching this is such an alpha, because we have the sheriff star here too. So this is my "this town ain't big enough for the two of us" charm. So yeah, I feel like you're very highly competitive when it comes to your business life and your love life. But I think you might need to do some more shadow work on that, because it might have to do with something with you when you were younger. You felt like there was an injustice that you endured, which has made you like very, not feral, but very like possessive over things. And like I said, some of you could have Taurus in your chart, you could have Leo in your chart, but you're a fixed sign, so you know that energy is very prominent with you. I was picking up on sibling dynamics a little bit for this reading. This could be the person who's not giving you money, but also your need to compete with people could stem from childhood things that have to do with your sibling, if that resonates with you. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do your 60-minute horoscope. Hopefully you got something out of this reading. There's other Scorpio videos for you to watch, other videos and playlists. If you want to, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I will see you guys in the next one.